Do you ever feel like you're making random mistakes at the piano? There's a lot of possible causes, but the secret culprit might be your fingering, or lack of it, actually. If you make up your fingerings as you go, your brain learns multiple options for playing a passage. That means it doesn't always know which one to choose, leading to hesitation and inconsistency. The cure: choose one fingering and learn it so thoroughly that it's automatic. That frees your brain up for more interesting musical tasks like playing with expression. Sometimes people think that you can just improvise fingerings as you go along. One student told me that he even thought this was a virtue, or that if you practice the piece enough, your hand will figure out the best approach without you having to think about it. Maybe. I doubt it's the most efficient approach, and in my almost 50 years of teaching, I haven't found this to be true for most people. Winging it with your fingering can result in a lot of problems, such as running out of fingers in the middle of a phrase, ending up in an awkward hand position that makes it impossible to reach the next note, and even developing a habit of playing with different fingerings every time, which prevents you from building a reliable muscle memory. If you frequently change your fingerings or you make them up as you go, it can be a difficult habit to break, but the effort is absolutely worth it. A great way to get started is to write a fingering for every note in your piece and mark it in your score. I've assigned this activity to several students for new pieces, and at first they found it tedious. Some were even like, "I can't believe you expect me to do this." But by the second or third time of doing this, they not only saw the benefits, they actually found it fun. They realized that planning the fingering helped them learn their pieces much faster. We even joked that you only need to plan the fingerings if you actually want to play every note. And here's a bonus benefit. If you have a fingering written above every note, it makes it easier to start somewhere besides the beginning, which is crucial for practice efficiency. Once you get better at following fingerings in your score, you might not need one over every note, but that's a good place to start. So once you've written a fingering over every single note, it's time to learn them. And what seems to be the case for people who aren't used to having a consistent fingering is sometimes it's very hard for them to know exactly which finger they're using. So one thing that we found that was very helpful for fixing this issue was to actually just practice saying the finger number out loud as you're playing each note. So, for example, here, my fingering is 3-1-3-1 and then 4-2-2-1. So 3-1-3-1 4-2-2-1, and that might be quite hard for you. Maybe that would be long enough piece to practice, or even if you have to just the right hand alone. This technique of saying out loud what it is that you're trying to do works very well for everything, not just learning fingering. If you're trying to crescendo, you could say, "Okay, now I'm in a crescendo," while you're trying to actually execute it. Another way you can work on learning anything, again, but will work very well for fingering, these little would be something that I learned from Dr. Molly Gabrian, and she calls this 3-break-3. So you pick a really small chunk that you know you can do 100% correctly, and you play it at a speed that you can do 100% correctly. So for that passage I just did, maybe my chunk might be 3-3-1-3-1. Maybe that's my chunk. So I do it once correctly, do it again, and I do it one more time. Then I would take a 10 or 15-second break, look out the window, have a glass of water, talk to the camera, and then do it 3 more times. So the key to learning how to change your fingering, how to make sure it's correct on every note, and the key to really learning anything is to do it in really small chunks. And that's why my example was just one beat. One student told me that she found planning fingerings to be like solving a puzzle, and I couldn't agree more. It requires problem solving and strategic thinking. Unlike crosswords, which I'm not that great at, this is a puzzle that I can actually solve, and I enjoy doing it. So when you take the time to plan and solidify your fingering, you eliminate uncertainty, you reduce mistakes, and you make your playing feel smoother and more natural. Of course, you need to choose a good fingering that helps your hands feel comfortable and move with ease. So let me know in the comments if you'd like me to make more videos about how to choose a good fingering.